Brian Perigamian, Senior Trader for ProfessionalStockTraderLive.com, bringing to you Monday evening's technical analysis video update for February 2nd. And today we had a very choppy session. The market opened lower, settled down 64, had a couple of rounds of trying to get back to the even level before fading late in the day and closing down 64. Again, we've been talking for quite some time a break below 2909 on the Dow Transports as a potential warning sign of things that come on the Dow Jones. And we had a break today, and we got down to the 2865 level. And with that, the Dow again broke below the 7900 level, got into the mid-7800s. Again, flirted with a couple of times the unchanged level before fading late in the day. So where does that leave us exactly? Well, we still think eventually we're heading down to the 7500 level, but with us being so oversold here again on the short term, and the fact that we didn't see any broad participation to the downside, and what I mean by that is the Russell, the RUT here, Russell 2000 was acting well. The drug index was stable, acting well. The biotechs had a fantastic day up, 15.5 points, 15 3/4 points. The semiconductors, again, acting well. The bank index was never getting hammered today. So along with that, we never really saw a breath that was really bad. And when I mean really bad, 300 or 400 advancing stocks, 2,000, 22, 2,300 decliners. We never saw that negative breath that bad today. So we didn't think today was the day that, in fact, we would precipitate a further significant drop in the market. And the market held itself together. And because of that, we actually looked to get long today, STLD, on a day trade, and we did. And we're going to illustrate why. We got long it because a few days back, they came out with earnings for the latest quarter, and the quarter itself was not that good. Thus the reason why you see the stock pulling back from the near 14 level. But they gave forward guidance that was very positive. So we decided with the stock coming back into the 50-day moving average and into roughly a month-and-a-half support zone here in the 10 area, we decided to get long at 10:45 this morning using a very tight stop at $10. The trade worked out for us. We netted 60 cents on the trade, and we were very pleased by that. But let's be aware that we still think we're heading back down to the 7,500 level. If we get down there, the thought is we're probably going to have some divergences in the stock market. And what I mean by that is, will the Dow dropping, testing out these lows, be confirmed by other indexes like the Russell, like the bank index, like the retail index, like the semiconductor index? I don't think so. We're starting to see some pockets of strength while the Dow is trying to hammer out a bottom here. And we're not quite sure the bottom has been hammered out yet. So let's be on the lookout still for a retest of 7,500. But here in the very short term, I think we may see some rally attempts again. So let's talk about a couple of trades here that we may look to put on here for day trades. And let's start off with WLL. Let's go here and take a look at the charts. WLL is a petroleum stock. And as you can see here, let me just zoom in on this just a little bit. As you can see here, you've got what's called a descending triangle, where the stock continues putting in lower highs, as you can see here. And that's what a descending triangle exactly is like. And we can see this a little better here, as the stock, on all its rebounds, puts some lower highs than the previous one. And we're on the verge of breaking down. So if we start breaking down below the 29 area, this 2870 to 29, we would look to be getting short the stock. Also back on January 30th, they came out and announced a public offering, I believe it was of 8 million shares at 29. And the fact that the stock is hanging around this level, and if it starts taking out this, like I said, this 2770, 28 area, that's a warning sign not only on the charts, but a warning sign that where they're going public with another 8 million shares, the stock can't even hold. So I and any fresh break below the 27.70, 28 area, we'd look to be getting short. Even though we see here that it's oversold, we'd be looking to get short on this descending triangle breakdown. And one stock we'll talk about from the standpoint of a long potential trade is ticker symbol AFAM, Almost Family Inc. And here's a stock that's pulled back 37% or so from its January highs, as you can see in here. And the stock is kind of trying to hammer out against a 6-month support line, which comes in at this 30 level, where we got down to in October. So we probably have a real tight stop on this stock, slightly below these lows, which is 29.25. For starters, we'd want to first see the stock moving up off the bottom, showing some more stabilization, making a higher high from today's high on tomorrow's trading, which would be above 30.84. And as a side note, this stock has not made a higher high in the last 9 trading days, as you can see here. And when you start getting into that zone, that starts becoming about as long as you can expect. Now, when I say that, you have to take it with a grain of salt, because I've seen stocks not make a higher high for 17 days. So we have to take that with a grain of salt. But when you start seeing that, you have to really start looking to go the other way. The other thing I like about this is we do have the stochastics, and you can see down here, they're on a very minor buy signal, but nonetheless, they're on a buy signal. So here's a stock we'd be looking to play from the long side, running a tight stop below the 29.5 level, 30 level. So again, WLL, we're looking to get short on a break below 28.10, 27.70 area, and AFAM, we're looking to get long using a tight stop below the let's call it 29.5 area. So we don't really have much else to report other than we think the market can chop around here before it decides which way it wants to go in earnest. Again, those of you who do not join us in the morning, we certainly welcome you to come and tune in the morning and take a look at what we're talking about. Maybe look at some of the day trades we're putting on. A lot of good stuff in the morning. We invite a lot of questions, so if you got any questions on any stocks you might own or want an opinion on something, please feel free to join in. We have nothing else to report, so we thank you for tuning in to this update, and we'll see those of you in the morning who can make it. Otherwise, please again tune in during the evening hour to get our TA update on the technical analysis page. Have a great evening, and we'll see you in the morning.